I'm Donis Wilkinson-Keynes and welcome back to the Nevis Newscast Year in Review 2024. With every new year comes new strength and new ideas. On May 1st, the Nevis's Health Promotion Unit launched its digital magazine captioned under the scope Health Chronicles.
Whether it's to discuss the latest advancement in healthcare technology, highlighting grassroots health campaigns, or exploring innovative public health strategies, the magazine strives to educate, empower, inspire its readers to take action towards building a healthier community.
The members of the Constituency Boundaries Commission received their instruments of appointment from Governor General Her Excellency Dame Marcella Liburd on May 2nd at Government House in St. Kitts. The commission comprises the Honorable Congress Maynard and the Honorable Marsha Henderson, who were recommended by Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, as well as the Honorable Sean Richards and the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, who were recommended by Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Mark Brantley. The Chairman of the Constituency Boundaries Commission is Wycliffe Morton, whose appointment was recommended by the Prime Minister and accepted by the Leader of the Opposition. Nevis's Tony Nisbet represented St. Kitts and Nevis at the 2024 Roger Boyce Barbados Classic on May 11th. She won the overall Bikini Fitness and was awarded the International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness IFBB Elite Pro card. She is now a professional bodybuilder and the first IFBB Elite Pro Bikini Fitness athlete for St. Kitts and Nevis. The Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority held a ceremony on May 17th as it prepared to ship its first consignment of recyclable plastics as part of the Taiwan ICDF St. Kitts and Nevis Solid Waste Management and Recycling Project. The ceremony was chaired by General Manager Andrew Hendrickson.
We have enough bales here at our facility to export two 40-foot containers. But for now, we are doing one. And communications which came in recently, as recent as this morning, suggest that very shortly the second one may be leaving. In Nevis alone, we were able to segregate, separate, remove close to 40,000 pounds of plastics which did not go into our landfill cell. That translates to significant savings in space and also to extend the life of the already expired cell.
The Behavioral Health and Wellness Center held a ceremony on May 21st to commission its grow boxes for occupational therapy.
This you see in front of you is a product of a lot of heads coming together. As I said, Mr. Elliott and his expertise. And then we also had A1 Farms, Mr. Mackie Truss, and more importantly, Mr. Hopton Woodstock as another technical advisor. This is just an additional layer to what we've been doing. Occupational therapy helps to improve one's mental state, emotional state, physical and social well-being.
Macmillan Coffey, Senior Counselor at the Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. The Department of Community Development hosted the first of its kind Nevis Heritage Festival on May 25th as part of the celebration of Community Development Month.
We had a great turnout, especially as it was the first time. So we want to thank those who came out to support the Nevis Heritage Festival. The countries that we had representing, of course, were St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Grenada, Guyana, Dominica, Jamaica, Kenya, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and of course Trinidad and Tobago. So we want to thank those persons representing the various countries for agreeing and being a part of this event, and we're looking forward to next year in May, same time in May, for the Nevis Heritage Festival.
Denise Smith, and Deputy Director of the Department of Community Development. 13 dispatchers successfully completed the NEPCOM telecommunicator training for the Nevis Emergency Dispatch. On May 31st, the Nevis's first emergency dispatchers were presented with their certificates of completion.
So we have our permanent secretary who also participated in the training fully and passed. Yes. We have Mr. Timothy Martin, who also participated to make sure that we can call on him when we need volunteers. And Mr. Theon Drew, who is the commander-in-chief of this cohort of well-trained individuals. I think often when we make these emergency calls, after you've made your call and you got the ambulance to be on their way, you don't know what to do with yourself as an individual. How do you help in the 6 minutes that it takes the ambulance to get there? How do you help in that 10 minutes that it takes them to get from Charlestown to Newcastle? And this is what this team of individuals has now been trained to provide you with that support.
Deputy Governor General Her Honor Hailita Liburd hosted a reception on June 5th in honor of the 2024 Boys of Excellence in Nevis.
It is really my joy to have you here this afternoon at Government House to say to you that you are all very special. And I have some expectations of you. I have been so pleased to entertain you here today and to have a reception to celebrate you today, because I want you to be an example and a motivation for other boys.
The Ministry of Health and Gender Affairs described the Man Talk, its first pre-Father's Day health fair on June 9th, as a resounding success. The theme of the inaugural event was Men Encouraging Men about Health and Well-Being.
We can all agree, based on general life expectancy statistics, that men are not as healthy as they can be. And I think it's a collective effort that is required by society to get us all where we need to be. So I appreciate the fact that we are able to spearhead this initiative. Oftentimes we think that we don't put enough effort and emphasis into our men, so we have to make active decisions to host forums such as this one.
The Nevis International Banking Amendment Bill 2024 was passed in the Nevis Island Assembly on June 18th. In the absence of Minister of Finance, the Honorable Mark Brantley, member for Nevis 3, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, moved the bill's second and third readings.
The amendments reflect changes that were necessary to cure certain deficiencies or correct loopholes in the principal ordinance, with a view to ensuring stricter compliance by the international banks, but also to introduce a new and, we think, highly satisfactory measure as regards the licensing process.
On June 18th, the Honorable Spencer Brand announced that the Cabinet of the Nevis Island Administration has approved the implementation of a road naming and street numbering policy.
The intent as well is to clarify the policies regarding addressing new projects, readdressing areas, naming new roads, numbering roads, naming or renaming existing roads, and introducing address signage. To establish and clarify the responsibilities for addressing, road naming, road numbering, and signage. To ensure a safer community for facilitating accurate property identification by emergency services. To establish addressing and road naming policies so that there can be more uniformity throughout the island. To ensure names are added to all new proposed subdivisions and previously unnamed roads under construction, Madam President.
In June 2024, Premier the Honorable Mark Brantley disclosed that the Nevis Island Administration was in the final stages of acquiring more than 30 acres of land at Garner's Estate in St. James's Parish.
Those lands will be subdivided and we will be offering those lands for sale to citizens and to citizens in the diaspora. We are engaging with the members of our diaspora in particular, and we recognize that many of them have disposable income and would like to invest at home. And so we want to create an easy avenue for them to buy a piece of land. We want every Nevisian to own a piece of the rock. And when I say Nevisian, if there are those in St. Kitts who want to come over as well, they're welcome.
In 2024, the Department of Statistics and Economic Planning announced the findings of the 2021-2022 population and housing census.
Nevis population count for the 2021-22 population and housing census is 13,182 persons. This represents 26% of the total population of the Federation, which is 51,320. Nevis registered a 7.4 increase in population, moving from 12,277 in 2011 to 13,182 in 2021. This represents an increase of 905 people. The overall population consists of 6,762 females and 6,420 males.
We've got more firsts, records, milestones, and awards from 2024. Stay tuned.